Welcome back to the Quarterly Call. All content is for informational purposes and is not investment advice. Please consult with an investment professional. Hello, everyone, and get ready, because today we are really digging into something massive, an announcement that honestly sent shockwaves through the whole tech world.
It really did. You felt it ripple out almost immediately.
We're talking about this, monumental collaboration between two absolute giants, NVIDIA and Intel, a partnership, frankly, that not many saw coming.
Highly unexpected given their history.
But it really looks like it could fundamentally reshape, the future of computing, especially in AI and even the devices we use every day. So get ready for hopefully some aha moments as we unpack the details. What does this NVIDIA-Intel alliance really mean for tech, for the market, and, for you?
You've really hit on something important there. This isn't just, another press release or a standard business update. It feels genuinely significant, historically speaking.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare to see two major players, especially ones with, let's face it, a competitive past.
Right. Fierce competitors sometimes.
You decide to join forces like this. It signals something big is shifting. The buzz around this news, it's more than just speculation. It's because it clearly shows the foundations of computing are, they're changing radically, driven by demands neither company could really tackle alone.
Okay, so let's dive right into the news itself. NVIDIA and Intel. They've officially announced this historic partnership. And it's not just for one product cycle. They're committing to jointly develop multiple generations of x86 CPUs.
Multiple generations. That's a serious commitment.
Exactly, for both data centers and personal computing. Now, to really get the weight of this, we should probably look at what the leader said. Jensen Huang, NVIDIA's CEO, he framed this in, pretty epic terms. He called it the next great step in what he called the Big Bang of artificial intelligence.
Dramatic phrasing, but maybe not entirely inaccurate given the context.
Right. He argued that AI isn't just changing things, it's actively reinventing the whole computing stack, every layer, from the silicon up. He even drew a line back 60 years to IBM's System 360, the start of general-purpose computing.
The era of Moore's Law, CPUs getting faster and faster.
Exactly. Powered by Moore's Law, programmed by humans, it served us well for decades. But Huang's point is, that model, traditional general-purpose computing, has kind of hit its limit.
Reached its ceiling, essentially.
Yeah. He believes we needed a new path. And that path, he argues, is the one NVIDIA pioneered with GPU-accelerated computing. Not just a bit faster, but orders of magnitude faster. Tens, hundreds, even thousands of times quicker.
And more energy efficient, too, which is crucial.
Huge point. Better energy, better cost. And that, he says, is the real spark for this big bang of AI. And this partnership with Intel, he sees it as a really pivotal moment in that whole revolution.
What's fascinating there is the underlying message. It's almost like a strategic pivot for the entire industry, isn't it? It's acknowledging that for the really tough problems, especially in AI, the old way just isn't enough.
Right. General purpose computing maybe takes a step back.
Well, its role changes. It becomes less the main engine and more the highly optimized conductor, orchestrating the GPUs, feeding them data. That shift isn't just nice to have. It's becoming necessary for AI progress.
So Intel is sort of acknowledging the indispensable role of GPUs.
In a way, yes. Tacitly admitting NVIDIA's architecture is crucial for high-performance computing's future. And NVIDIA, in turn, gets access to the massive x86 ecosystem in a way they never had before. It's like the whole industry saying, okay, we're now firmly in the era of accelerated and AI computing.
It makes you wonder, though, given that history of fierce competition, almost rivalry, what made this alliance possible now? Why not 5 or 10 years ago? Was there some specific trigger?
That's a really good question. Because, on the surface, it seems odd. But I think the sheer scale of the AI challenge, what Jensen Huang called the Big Bang, is the real driver. It's creating this environment of co-opetition, you could call it.
Co-opetition, like cooperating and competing.
Exactly. Neither company, even with all their resources, can really dominate this new AI era alone. They need strategic partnerships. Now, does the personal relationship between the CEOs help? Absolutely. Decades of knowing each other builds trust.
Right. Lip-Bhutan mentioned that specifically.
It greases the wheels, makes the complex negotiations possible, but the underlying force, it's the technological and economic reality of AI demanding this kind of collaboration.
And speaking of Lip-Bhutan, Intel's CEO, he echoed that sentiment, didn't he? Calling it a game-changing opportunity, a very big, important milestone.
He did, and his perspective adds another layer.
He talked about knowing Huang for what, 2 or 3 decades?
Yeah, a long time. He recalled Huang's early vision for the whole system, platform, software, CUA,
And gave him credit for building the AI platform, driving this whole market.
which shows that deep mutual respect. It's clearly not just a cold, transactional deal. There's history there, shared understanding of the industry's evolution.
Okay, but hang on. Something Tan mentioned really jumped out at me. NVIDIA is actually an investor in Intel.
Ah, yes, that piece of the puzzle.
I mean, that changes things quite a bit, doesn't it? It's not just a collaboration agreement anymore.
Absolutely. That equity investment takes it to a whole different level. It's serious strategic alignment.
Like putting your money where your mouth is.
Precisely. NVIDIA is signaling, we believe in this partnership, we believe in Intel's direction, enough to tie our financial fortunes together to some extent. It shows a deep commitment to making this work. And for Lip-Bu Tan at Intel, it's also about strengthening Intel's balance sheet with strategic capital. That's part of his turnaround plan.
So it reinforces that shared conviction. They can achieve more together in this AI landscape than apart.
Exactly. It's a powerful statement about shared belief in the future they're building.
Okay, so we have this historic alliance built on decades of mutual respect, even rivalry, and now cemented by investment. Let's talk about the what. What are they actually building together?
Right, the products. Because that's where the rubber meets the road.
The core idea seems simple but powerful. Leverage each company's strengths. NVIDIA, the leader in AI acceleration, GPUs mainly.
Undisputed leader there, yes.
And Intel, the longtime leader in CPUs, especially by 86 for data centers and PCs.
The dominant force in that space for decades.
So the plan is to bring these two together in new ways. Create something more than just the sum of the parts.
And it spans two really critical areas, showing how broad this is.
First up, beat centers, where all the heavy AI training happens.
The engine room of AI.
They're planning to build custom Intel by 86 CPUs, but not just any CPUs. These will be specifically optimized, almost tailored for NVIDIA's AI and accelerated computing architecture.
Optimized and tightly coupled. That's the key phrase.
Right, tightly coupled, and integrated deeply into NVIDIA's NVLink ecosystem. What does that actually mean in practice?
Okay, think about NVLink. Jensen Huang mentioned how their own ARM CPU, Vera, uses it to link up 72 GPUs.
NVLink 72 systems, yeah.
So they act like one massive unified computer, sharing memory, working together seamlessly. That kind of scale-up just wasn't really possible with traditional x86 systems relying on PCI Express.
PCI Express being the bottleneck.
For this kind of massive AI workload, yes, it has limits on bandwidth and latency. When you try to connect that many GPUs that tightly, it's like trying to coordinate a huge orchestra over standard phone lines instead of having them all in the same room hearing each other perfectly.
Okay, so NVLink is like the super fast internal network.
Exactly. Purpose-built for GPUs and tightly coupled CPUs to talk directly, share memory pools instantly. Minimal overhead. It lets hundreds of components act like one giant brain. This is crucial for these enormous AI models that just won't fit on one GPU or even one server.
So bringing Intel's x86 CPUs into that NVLink world.
It overcomes that major bottleneck for the x86 platform. It allows for these rack-scale AI supercomputers using x86, achieving performance and scale previously only seen with NVIDIA's custom ARM setups.
So it breathes new life into x86 for this AI era.
Absolutely. Gives it a foundational role, but now armed with NVLink and, importantly, united memory.
United memory, meaning CPU and GPU see the same memory.
Effectively, yes. Direct access for both simultaneously. No more slow data copying back and forth between their separate memory banks. It's like removing the need for translation, instant, seamless communication. Vital for AI.
Wow, okay. That's the data center side. Then there's personal computing, equally exciting, maybe more relatable day to day.
For sure. What happens on our laptops and desktops?
They're creating new Intel x86 SOCs system on a chips, but the twist is integrating NVIDIA GPU chiplets.
Chiplets. That's the magic word here.
Explain that. It's not just sticking a GPU on the same board.
No, it's much more integrated. Think of traditional chips, monolithic chips, as trying to bake one enormous, incredibly complex cake perfectly every time.
Gets harder and more expensive as you add features.
Exponentially harder. Chiplets are like baking specialized, perfect mini cakes. A CPU one, a GPU one, a memory controller one, each optimized.
Using the best recipe or manufacturing process for each part.
Exactly. Then you assemble these perfect mini cakes, these chiplets, onto a single base using advanced packaging. like Intel's Foveros technology.
Foveros acts as the plate and the expert assembly.
Kind of. It connects them with super fast short links so they perform like a single powerful unit. It lets them fuse the world's best CPU and GPU, as they put it, without the nightmare cost and complexity of one giant chip.
And the result, a new class of integrated graphics laptops.
Laptops the world hasn't seen before, potentially. High-performance integrated graphics.
Which is interesting because historically that integrated graphics segment wasn't really NVIDIA's main playground, was it?
Not directly, no. NVIDIA focused heavily on discrete GPUs, those separate powerful cards for gaming and workstations. Very successful there. But a huge chunk of the laptop market, maybe most of it, uses integrated graphics. Your everyday ultrabooks, business laptops.
Chosen for battery life, cost, thinness.
But often lacking in serious graphics power. Liputan called this segment rich and large. It's a massive market that hasn't had access to NVIDIA's top-tier GPU tech integrated like this.
So this partnership lets NVIDIA tap right into that huge market.
Precisely. Brings their GPU capabilities to a much wider audience via these Intel SOCs.
And for us, the users, the promise is better performance, efficiency, new capabilities.
That's the goal. Their shared motto, make great products and delight the customer. It sounds like marketing speak, but here it signifies a real commitment. Better AI on the go, better creative work, maybe even decent gaming on thin laptops, changing expectations.
Okay, so the tech sounds game-changing. Let's talk money and markets, because this is also about some very big numbers.
Absolutely. The economics are a huge part of this story.
Take the data center CPU market. That alone is estimated, what, $25 to $30 billion a year?
Roughly, yes. A massive market.
And then personal computing. Notebooks. 150 million sold every year.
Just think about that volume. An enormous installed base.
So these aren't niche markets. This collaboration is aiming for the heart of the computing world.
And it's aiming to transform them, not just nibble at the edges. The potential for both companies is immense, largely untapped before this alliance.
How so? Untapped?
Well, think about it. For Intel, it pushes them beyond just selling traditional CPUs. Now they're part of these deeply integrated NVLink AI systems. That's new growth in high-end AI infrastructure.
And on the PC side.
They get a truly competitive high-end integrated graphics solution using NVIDIA's tech, something they arguably lacked at the very top end compared to rivals.
Okay, so new avenues for Intel. What about NVIDIA?
For NVIDIA, it's huge. It expands their reach dramatically beyond discrete GPUs. They get direct access through Intel SOCs into potentially millions of those 150 million notebooks sold annually, a segment they largely had to watch from the sidelines before in the integrated space.
It's like a strategic land grab in two vital sectors.
You could definitely see it that way.
And what I find really clever is how NVIDIA plays two roles here. Jensen Huang explained it.
The reciprocal relationship.
Exactly. On one side, NVIDIA becomes a big customer of Intel, buying their server by 86 CPUs.
To put into NVIDIA's own rack-scale systems and resell as complete AI solutions.
Right, so buying from Intel. But then, simultaneously, NVIDIA becomes a major supplier to Intel.
Selling their GPU chiplets to Intel.
For Intel to put into those consumer PC SOCs, it's this intertwined loop, customer and supplier at the same time.
That's a fascinating model. Jensen Huang's phrase, buy a server die, sell a GPU chiplet, just sums it up perfectly.
It really does.
It shows how this benefits both top and bottom lines. NVIDIA gets access to Intel's huge by86 base for its AI systems, big market expansion. Intel gets NVIDIA's leading GPU tech for laptops, enhances their products, improves margins, makes them more competitive.
It creates this strong mutual interest in each other's success.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like two gears meshing perfectly, growing the whole pie together, not just fighting over the existing slices.
And the overall projected opportunity, they said $25 to $50 billion annually.
That's the note they put out there. It's ambitious, but it shows this isn't just about shuffling deck chairs. It's about significant market expansion, capturing a huge piece of the future.
Which brings us back to that NVIDIA investment in Intel. Liputan was clear. It's not just symbolic.
No, it's a sign of profound belief. Belief in the partnership's success, belief in that $25 to $50 billion opportunity, and belief in the fantastic return it can generate.
For both companies and shareholders.
Right. And for Intel, it's also a strategic capital injection, strengthening the balance sheet as part of TAN's turnaround focus.
So the investment underscores that confidence. They see huge value to unlock here together.
It's a powerful signal about where they believe computing is headed and their commitment to leading it.
Okay, let's get into the nuts and bolts a bit more. The tech and manufacturing side. Because making this work requires some serious engineering magic.
Definitely. The silicon and packaging details are crucial.
One thing they clarified up front, foundries.
Manufacturing partners. Yes, important clarification.
Both Huang and Tan were really clear. TSMC, Taiwan Semi, is still a key partner for both of them, especially for NVIDIA's most advanced AI chips.
World-class partner, as they said. Successful relationship.
And this announcement is purely about product collaboration, the joint development stuff. It's not about Intel suddenly making NVIDIA's GPUs in its foundries or vice versa.
Right. For now, the existing manufacturing relationships hold firm. And that's strategically smart.
Why smart? Why not just move everything to Intel's upcoming foundry services?
Well, pragmatism. They both acknowledge TSMC's magic, their proven track record on the absolute cutting edge, their scale, their reliability. While Intel is pushing hard with Intel Foundry Services, IFS, trying to switch manufacturing for these critical complex products, right now introduces risk. Risk in yield, capacity, timelines.
So stick with what works for manufacturing the core components.
For now, yes. Focus the collaboration on the product architecture where they bring unique strengths. Keep the manufacturing channel stable and reliable.
Does that rule out using Intel's foundries in the future?
Not at all. But it sounds like a prove-it-first approach. Once Intel's next-gen processes, like 18A or 14A, demonstrate world-class yield and performance at scale, then maybe. But they need that proof first. Makes sense for such vital parts.
Okay, so TSMC remains key for now, but Intel does bring a critical piece of its own tech to the table here. Foveros.
Ah, yes, the advanced packaging. Absolutely pivotal.
This multi-technology packaging. Explain why that's such a big deal for this partnership.
It's the enabler. It allows that mixing and matching you mentioned earlier.
Taking different chiplets, maybe made on different processes, even different foundries.
And fusing them together into a single package that acts like one chip. So NVIDIA's GPU chiplet, maybe made at TSMC on their latest node.
Can be combined seamlessly with Intel's CPU, maybe made in-house by Intel?
Exactly. Foveros provides the high-speed, low-latency connections between these different dies within the package. It overcomes the immense challenges of trying to build one giant, monolithic chip with everything on it.
Which gets crazy expensive and complex.
Right. This modular chiplet approach, using advanced packaging like Foveros or EMIB, it's the secret sauce. It lets them use the best process for each component, integrate them tightly, accelerate innovation, and get these complex systems to market faster and more reliably. Huge advantage.
So advanced packaging is really unlocking this kind of deep integration.
Couldn't do it effectively without it, not at this level.
Now, one more important clarification, especially for NVIDIA followers. This Intel partnership, it doesn't mean they're ditching their ARM plans, does it?
No, absolutely not. Jensen Huang was very explicit about that.
He emphasized their ARM roadmap is separate, ongoing. Things like the next-gen Vera CPU, Grace, Thor for robotics.
N1 for DGX Spark. A whole suite of ARM-based products for different markets. That commitment remains unchanged.
So this Intel deal is about adding by 86 to their strategy, not replacing ARM.
Exactly. It's about expansion, offering more choice. It highlights NVIDIA's architectural agnosticism, you could say.
Meaning they'll work with whatever works best.
Pretty much. Huang said their main interest is accelerating any general-purpose computing platform with significant market reach, whether that's ARM, which has traction in specific areas, or by 86 with its massive installed base via Intel.
So they want to fuse their acceleration tech wherever it makes sense.
Wherever they can bring that performance boost to the widest audience. It's a multi-pronged strategy.
And apparently this wasn't just dreamed up overnight. They mentioned the teams have been working on this for about a year.
Yeah, architecting solutions, deep technical discussions. It highlights the significant effort and planning that went into this before the announcement. These are complex, custom solutions.
Okay, moving beyond the tech and economics. Partnerships like this always touch on broader things, industry dynamics, culture, even geopolitics sometimes.
Inevitably, yes.
Yes.
Especially with companies of this scale.
One direct question was about government involvement, specifically the Trump administration. Huang said no involvement in the deal itself.
Right. Direct involvement, no.
But he did say Secretary Letnick was informed and was very excited and very supportive of American tech companies working together.
Which is an interesting nuance.
Yeah.
No direct hand in making the deal, but definitely a positive reception, reflecting that broader interest in U.S. tech leadership and collaboration. Kind of a tacit approval, maybe?
Seems like it. Similarly, was this part of some bigger industry coordination? Maybe involving SoftBank or ARM?
Again, Huang was clear. No broader coordination. This was developed quietly directly between Intel and NVIDIA.
Suggests it was driven purely by their own strategic goals, not external maneuvering.
Exactly. Focused intent. Driven by the tech synergy and the market opportunity they saw together, not part of some grand industry realignment orchestrated by others.
What about regulations?
Yeah.
Intel and NVIDIA face different constraints sometimes, like in China. Was that a factor, a way for NVIDIA to maybe leverage Intel's position?
Huang addressed that too. Said he didn't see any relationship there either and didn't expect any impact either way.
So again, focus is on the core tech and market opportunity, not regulatory arbitrage.
Seems so. Keeps the narrative clean. This is about innovation and business, not navigating geopolitical loopholes. Makes the foundation stronger.
You know, thinking about this pairing, Intel and NVIDIA,
It's almost like, I don't know, longtime rivals finally realizing they need each other. What does that say about where computing is heading?
It says AI is a force powerful enough to reshape old dynamics. The challenges are so big, the opportunities so vast, that traditional competitive lines are blurring. Collaboration, even co-opetition, becomes more valuable than isolation.
And internally, especially for Intel, they've always had this strong, independent, vertically integrated culture. Lip-Butan talked about a new Intel culture. Is this partnership forcing that change?
I think it has to, yes. That vision of a new Intel culture, lean, fast, engineering-focused, is critical for this to work. Intel's historical, not-invented-here approach has to adapt. Collaborating this deeply with NVIDIA, known for its agility and software focus, demands more openness, faster cycles, integrating external IP deeply.
So the AI pressure cooker is forging a new mindset.
It seems like it. It's forcing them to be more flexible, more collaborative, to match the pace the AI era demands. It's a significant cultural signal.
But merging these giant engineering cultures and tech stacks, it can't be easy. Are there hidden challenges, integration friction, maybe even brand confusion for customers down the line?
Oh, absolutely. Execution is everything. Maintaining distinct roadmaps while ensuring that deep integration works seamlessly is tough. You want synergy, not compromise or design by committee. And yes, the cultural integration. Intel learning to truly co-engineer at this level with an external partner, even an invested one, will test their new agility frameworks. This isn't a one-off deal, it's multi-generational, requires sustained effort.
And one last point on the practical side, manufacturing. There's been a political push, certainly under President Trump, for more U.S. manufacturing.
Major focus.
Both companies support U.S. manufacturing, but acknowledge their global footprints. It's a balancing act, isn't it? National goals versus global operations.
It really is. The political will is there, and both companies are investing in the U.S. But the reality of semiconductor manufacturing is incredibly complex. Achieving competitive yields, the massive infrastructure needed, skilled workforce, the existing global supply chains, you can't just flip a switch.
So flexibility is key. Meeting customer needs globally while improving domestic capabilities.
Exactly. They need that global footprint. Continuous improvement in yield, packaging tech, wherever it happens, whether U.S., Taiwan, elsewhere, is critical. It's about adaptation and resilience.
So putting it all together, this Intel-NVIDIA partnership feels genuinely massive, paradigm shifting.
It really does.
You've got these groundbreaking by 86 CPUs coming for data centers, plugged into NVLink for huge AI supercomputers.
Redefining scale for by 86 AI.
And then for personal computing, these new SOCs fusing Intel CPUs and NVIDIA GPU chiplets, promising a whole new level of integrated graphics performance in laptops.
Changing the game for millions of users.
It really paints a picture of an AI-powered future across the board, from cloud to client.
And the economics back it up. Tens of billions in opportunity. Strategic alignment shown by the investment.
It feels like a genuine win-win, driven by necessity and vision.
It truly demonstrates how the semiconductor industry is evolving. Faced with a seismic shift like AI, even the fiercest competitors can find common ground, realizing that collaboration is key to unlocking the next wave of innovation. It's pragmatic, it's powerful. So thinking about this unprecedented alliance, these two giants joining forces, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? What new technological frontiers might this open up next? And how could this reshape the competitive landscape even further? Could we see other unexpected partnerships emerge?
Thank you so much for tuning into the Quarterly Call. For more episodes, please remember to rate and follow our show. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.